This is Mariah and Chris, and it's at the desk. Thankfully, I have Mariah back. Enough of the Doug business. We're just going to ad-lib this because we got some things to share with everybody. And today, I'm going to ask her some cool questions because she always gives me cool answers. And the title of this one is Side Hustle to Main Squeeze. You're like, what? What are we doing? Dating relationships? No. Just business. And this Mariah's like, what? It's making your passion pay the bills. And in general, how to turn your weekend gig into something full-time as a love affair with fewer sleepless nights. So the fancy way of going, how do you go from your entrepreneurial spirit into full-time gig? She and I both have been there, done that in a lot of ways, and I cannot wait to ask her a bunch of cool questions because she is the rawest of raw, always sends me to the moon and goes, let me tell you how this works. So Mariah, you're in the kingdom. We're thankful for you. A little bit about what you do. No longer side hustle, full-time gig. What do you do?
So I do photo, mostly photo. I do some video as well. There are a couple clients that I do 50-50 of each, and there are clients that just do photo. I do a lot of motorsports as well as weddings and portraits and stuff like that. So a lot of everything except portrait photography or product photography and no fashion photography aside from like weddings and stuff.
Can I speak into the obvious? Like
Yeah.
a female professional doing motorsports, and you're always super humble about what you do. Like, let me just tell everybody, she's a baller. As I mentioned in the last episode, she's a baller photographer. Like, she's not gonna say it, but I'm gonna tell you. Like, even some of the stuff that she does, I want on my wall. But really speaking to like a female in motorsports, excuse me, I'll get it right one day. And then also go fast boats, like power boats, like a rare breed, I'm assuming, correct? Like female photographer, professional in those genres.
I've yet to meet a female boat
Another
photographer.
you?
Yeah, I've yet to.
That's cool.
There are a ton of guys. Every once in a while I'll see like a freelance girl with a camera and I'm sure she's doing great. But I don't know of any that are with a team the way I am. However, I do see a ton of female photographers in Moto America, as well as motocross, so supercross, motocross. And in the car
easier or harder? I mean, I apologize for cutting you off. I'm super curious. Even since I met you at Kingdom, I was like, is it you find it easier to be the professional photographer as a female in male dominated sports, or
No.
vice versa? No.
No, I mean, you and I both had the absolute pleasure in Leadville for about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
With the unnamed. Trying to control situations, but it's fine. You just gotta learn to go with it. There are a ton of people out there that come up to me and say, "Oh, I'm surprised you just don't shoot weddings," or I get that comment a lot, or things like that. And sometimes
what
I let
Mariah's,
it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was
Sometimes
gonna say
I'll let it.
Mariah's, what you're speaking about, since I'm talking over top of you and I'm being rude. I apologize.
No,
Is
no,
the
you're fine.
competition in photographers is a thing. Like it's
It is.
getting a shot
Um,
and vying for position is the thing.
yeah, it is. There's definitely a pecking order as well. In Go Fast Boats, I would never in my life step in front of Doug or in front of Tom Guns. They're just absolutely phenomenal, and they have been in the boat industry forever. I would never, out of respect, even if I was a guy, I just wouldn't do it. And in motocross, there is a very, very talented photographer named Mike Emery, and I would never in my life step in front of him. In fact, Supercross and motocross this year have actually switched to bibs that say where people can go. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. So I've never met Mike in person. He's just wildly talented, and for some reason, he follows me on Instagram. So that's really freaking cool. I didn't cuss, Chris. I didn't cuss.
I know, but look, I would never step in front of you. You're like, if you ever see Mariah like on scene doing Mariah things as a pro photographer, she's double slinging it, like strapped up with camera here, and I just know to get out of the way because Mariah's like, Turner, move your bald head out of the way. You're in my shot.
No, never. There is competition. I think it's with, pretty much any sort of photography, especially like in any industry. Weddings are the same, especially right now with everything going on. It just feels like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll do that for $5 cheaper than you will. And unfortunately, there are those clients that are like, oh, okay, great.
Perfect
So
segue. Like
there's
you, I mean, you threw the softball. Perfect segue into how do you go? I mean, us having been there, let's give some tips to someone
hmm
who's wedding photographer, just really trying it out. They grab their first Nikon or their first Sony or their first Canon, and they I had to go there. Their first Canon, and now they're diving into it. They've done a special event or two. They've maybe done some senior portraits, and now they really want to lean into how instead of its side passion, trying to make it a full time gig. So there, my camera went again. So I'll stop it. Horrible. Never raise my hands. How do we make it into a full time gig? From personal experience, best tips from Mariah. Like, how do you go
um,
from starting to getting there?
save a lot.
Save a lot of money.
Yeah, save a lot of money, save like at least 3 months of your bills, so just in case you get in a pinch. I'm sure I've lived in Florida and I've done photography in Florida my whole life, so it kinda runs in seasons. Um, I'm a little grateful because, motorsports are mostly in the summer,
Mm,
and weddings don't happen too often in the summer because it's so flippin' hot here. So weddings are usually fall, winter, spring, and summer's pretty much wide open. So a lot of photographers and stuff will, either fix their websites or, work on branding and stuff like that. And then you get the lucky few that go to go to try and motorsports. Yeah, saving a lot, getting connections, and if you want to do weddings, second shooting as much as possible for great people.
yeah, tell everybody
That
like if you're a shooter, what's second shooting? Because I know what it is, and you know what it is. What's second shooting?
So a second shooter is when the person who is, in better words, they're second shooting. So they are there to capture moments that like the main photographer may not be doing. So big part of wedding day is family portraits. So I'll be shooting family portraits and that can take, upwards of 20, 30 minutes. And I usually send my second shooter to go to cocktail hour to go get those fun candidates, or
Mm,
sometimes they'll just stay and help. Um, it truly depends on the lead shooter. I prefer my second shooter to go shoot and do other things, especially those fun. I like cocktail hour candids. I think they're super cute. I'll trade with my second shooter anytime if they ever want to, but that's usually not how that works. Or sometimes the second shooter hangs around and just makes sure, grandma's ready to go for her portrait. Or, they get second shots as far as, weddings and stuff like that, because obviously there's only one of me, and I
yeah.
can only be in one spot. I try and get like the main, bride and groom, or bride and bride, groom and groom, all the things. And then the second shooter will be shooting like maybe reactions of parents and, the wedding party and stuff like that.
I know we always get asked like when you go from word of mouth, we're word of mouth people. I mean, all of us don't do a lot of cold calling. I know some people are advocates of it, and even when you try,
Yeah.
it's always difficult to sell yourself to someone who doesn't know what you're doing. Word of mouth and experiential, or having been relayed from someone else, is always the heavy hitter. But any tips or tricks from the Mariah Dome in terms of,
I
hey,
got
here's how I do it?
I got very, 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 very lucky in one of the first weddings I ever shot. She was a girl I went to high school with, and she took a gamble on me. I think she had 10 or 12 bridesmaids. And this past March, I shot like the last. We called her the last bridesmaid, because I think I'd shot 7 or 8
That's
of
cool.
those weddings. So they all just, like the first one obviously took a gamble on me. It was like a couple years later, and then another one got married, and then another one got married, another one got married, and like so fortunate and so thankful for them. Like the first one, I actually have our family portraits next 2 weeks from now.
Cool.
Um, so very grateful for them, for just them to take a gamble on me was just, like, wild, and looking back, I'm like, "Ooh, I don't know if I could have done that," but she did, and she sent me a picture of, her wedding photo, her one of her family photos that we just did last Christmas, and then another one they were all stacked together. She's like, "Can't wait to add the next one." I'm like, "Oh, my little black heart."
I don't want to forget because I know you over deliver, and I think exactly what you're talking about is that all of these people are calling because I'm not gonna say under promise, over deliver. That's cliche, but you literally give more than what is expected. Everybody's like, you have got to call Mariah. Number one, because
Uh,
you know your craft. Well, I know you're humble, but I'm going to tell you. Number one, because you know your craft. Doug and I talked about everyone who's starting in the game. Really, just
mhm.
go manual. Stop the auto business. No, you got to know your craft to produce baller images and baller content. If you're a web designer, know your stuff. If you're a graphic artist, know your stuff. I will get back to the over deliver, but I think a lot of what I'm hearing is you're starting out as a weekend hobbyist gig and you're going word of mouth. You have got to just deliver the product in a baller way. And two, word of mouth is absolutely a game changer for everyone. But before I really go back to that, I want to ask you, I'm curious, how'd you get started in motocross or motorsports?
A guy. Started going to the tracks and, well,
Just taking photos,
yeah,
practicing
just
your
taking
craft?
photos. So, like, my best friend's little brother raced dirt bikes, and they would come to Tampa when I moved back to Tampa. And so I just show up, and I always had a camera. And then kind of same thing with the boats. The wife of the team,
Mm.
um, is actually somebody that I went to high school with, and I've known her for a long time. And I was like, "Hey, I'm coming to your race, like, or your husband's race, and I can't help myself. I'm just gonna bring a camera and, whatever." And, they'd gone through some people, and I think they were working with somebody who also had an interest in, a different sort of motorsports. And the team, talked to me and asked me and what, like, I wanted to do and if I wanted to come travel with them. And I was like, heck yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I just kind of showed up with a camera. I know a lot of people harp on you shouldn't do anything for free or you shouldn't do whatever.
Yeah,
And like, there's a certain point and a certain time to do that.
great
Like,
point.
if you really want to get into something, if you really want to try something, then just show up. Get as far
And
as you can.
produce.
Obviously, you're probably not getting into an F1 race with with a camera, but I could try. It just depends on the size of my bag.
I asked Doug this question, I mean, leaning into because I know you produce a lot of your content. A lot of the connections you have is because you really do an amazing job on social media. So I asked Doug, and I'll tell you what his old man Doug in a good way. If he's watching, you're not old, Doug. You're just young at heart. Hmm. So I asked him his platform of choice. I said, Doug, if you had to pick Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, what's your go-to platform? What do you think Doug said?
LinkedIn.
Facebook. He went Facebook. I know. I was like,
Facebook.
what? Facebook? Doug, you rarely post but I'm gonna ask you that. Yeah, I think I know what your platform is. I think I know what your go-to is. But I want you to tell me. So all your content, all your good stuff, what's your go-to social media platform?
The quickest and easiest is Instagram.
I knew it.
And it's linked to my Facebook. Yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
Instagram right now, it's just like, we don't like you. We don't like your stuff. But I'm just gonna keep trying. Whatever. Like it. Social media is such like a hard game. There are
Yeah.
days that I'm like, "Oh, I have to do what this person's doing," or "Look at how cool," like, I have so many saved boards. I have more saved boards on my Instagram than I do on my Pinterest, and, 10 years ago, me would be like, "No, absolutely not. We have to have our dream wedding on Pinterest." Um, but, whatever. Uh, Instagram's just so quick and easy, and it teeters back and forth between being a photo and a video, and so as a hybrid shooter,
Absolutely.
you can't beat it. Like, you just can't. So, fortunately, Instagram is my life.
If you had to give someone advice, someone's guy, gal, teen, college, whoever is getting, I mean, you don't have to be in college. You can be 60 and start this game. If you had to give them a platform of choice, I asked Doug this question. I'm going to ask you the same thing. If you had to go all in on all the social medias, or you had to pick one, I think I know Instagram is probably going to be your answer, but I'll make it even harder for you. If you had to pick two to go all in on, or are you doing all platforms at once? You had to do it all over again. What would you do? Pick two or one and go for it and be an expert at it, or would you just saturate the market as best you can with just filling every social media platform?
I would pick 2. I don't know if I could handle all of them. I tried the LinkedIns after races and stuff or after, like, a client, not really I don't post a lot of weddings on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Um, I haven't used Twitter in years, or X, I don't even know. I don't know if it's still active. Um, TikTok is mostly just videos for me. I learn a lot from TikTok, but
Explain
I
like just scrolling and learning what like explain that one. That's a good
the
one.
search engine is just so much better than, like, if I
Ah,
really want to, like, learn, like, a transition, or, I wanna try this with my camera, or a recipe, or a life hack, or something like that, you can type it right into TikTok, and Instagram does not get it. Instagram is great for somebody posting, it is
yeah.
not great for somebody viewing, if that makes any sense at all.
Weekend gig into full time habit. I mean, it's a side hustle, and you want to make it your main squeeze. Is what we're talking about. Like pricing. You don't have to. Well, you know what? Because I'll go in. I'll give our pricing and just tips on when is it okay to go from freemium to 500 an hour or 2500 an hour. Like give us the snapshot on where on your progression. You don't have to give prices, but give us your snapshot of your progression when you went from freemium and then you upped your pricing and then you upped your pricing again, and then you found the limit of people saying no. Where How do you know when too much is too much and when zero is not enough?
Um, on the flip side of that, I guess, like, in a way to answer it, if you're getting yes after yes after yes after yes, it's time to up your pricing.
That's a
If
beautiful
you're getting
statement.
burnt out, if you're getting overworked and you feel like you're not making anything, it's time to raise your pricing. Um, there are times, like, it it fluctuates. I don't it's a hard answer. But if you're not getting any no's, then it's time to up your pricing. Your value is there, your work is there. Um, yeah. Again, the freemium thing, like, I understand if you wanna break into a market, if you wanna try something,
Yeah.
everybody does it. I get it. But at some point, there is a price point, and, there are days that there are price points that I will not go back to.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I can, recommend you look somewhere else. Sometimes I have names, but, if somebody asks for
And I'm with you 100%. Like saying no is probably the hardest skill I've had to learn, and you and I work on it. You and I work on it all the time because you look in the face of, hey, I think it's too much. And I know in the craft that we're in, when it comes to graphics, website photography, cinematography, no one really. It's not like you can go to Walmart or to the Publix, as you and I are Floridians. We get it. We love some Publix. You can't go in to look at the price point of the average photographer or cinematographer, professional photographer, and go, "Hey, this is a comparable bread price."
Yeah.
And so everybody says that sounds like too much. But then when
Mhm.
you have to have the difficult conversation of breaking down what you do, I guess if I had a little bit of advice to give someone who's going from side hustle to main squeeze is price out what it costs you truly to
Yep.
do your craft, like everything from. I know a lot of people just go they Google best pricing, and you and I have been there before. We see people just kind of swag at it and go 750 for a full wedding. I'm like, wait a minute, you're gonna do what for $750? Yeah, that's
Mhm.
nuts because you're missing so much of the cost incurred by you: gas, travel, batteries, SD cards, production, putting them online, and then um, I guess I'll end with this question, not the segment itself, because we're going to jump into something totally different. But do you charge pop quiz for you to help out the side hustle person? Do you charge for storage? Do you charge? Is there an upcharge? You probably have package pricing, and then Kingdom has package pricing to a degree. But do you charge to keep these photos? When do you get rid of them? Give us the Mariah insight for kind of your behind the scenes practice of I've got a ton of SD cards. I'm not keeping your photos for life unless you pay for them. Uh oh. True.
Um,
I see them
I
all.
would like to say that I do get rid of photos. It does take a while. Um, I I did recently, I went to go purchase another one of those, and Amazon's like, "Oh, you've bought this 8 times." I'm like, "Okay, maybe I need to stop." Um, no, I don't charge, like, I really like SmugMug. I did read a lot into it
Yeah.
recently again after you told me about other websites. Uh But it was so convenient. I had a girl that got married in 2022 today, like, flip out. She was like, "I need this photo of something, blah, 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 blah," and it was like 2 texts, done. And
Wow.
SmugMug
Yeah.
charge you for that, and that's just like unbelievably convenient.
Yeah.
But like my cloud system back there, my Synology, yes, I do have to delete stuff off of that, just because that fills up so fast, especially after a wedding. I don't keep raw photos. I have had people ask, 2 years later, "Hey, I need this raw photo." I'm like, that's no, no, no.
Yeah.
That's in my contract." Um,
Very
you
cool. So
have
you do have a contract that kind of articulates like it's not a
Yeah,
lifetime thing where you get to call me and I give you an edit.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have 3 months from the day your gallery is delivered. So,
Wow.
like, some people will just, like, delete, photos, whatever, as soon as possible, but you have 3 months from, you know and obviously people can say, like, "Oh, I want something to just switch to black and white." Okay, that's not that hard. But, like, if somebody wants a full re-edit, like, that's not you're 6 months, a year out after your gallery's been delivered, that's not happening. Sorry. Like, so
I'm following you. Leading into email. So I did a segment with Doug. I'm gonna do this one with you. You kind of haven't, where I'm kind of going with this one. We had a
yes.
segment last time. There's take a little break here where I go, this could have been an email. And I was kind of fanboy giggling. I was like, I cannot wait to get Mariah on here because I know when I ask her this, she's probably got like 50 examples. So the segment is we're trying to do on the podcast and make it recurring, even though there's like maybe one person going to watch this when we post it. This could have been an email, and think about those times in your career, personal life, etc., or work life. It can be from the start of your work life to now, where you and I have been in a situation where I cannot believe we're having a meeting to talk about cleaning the break room, or a client says like, "Hey, we really need to talk about this, and I really need you to wear black and not bring anything red." And not wear any watch that beeps. So anything you can think of where I go, all right, the segment is this could have been an email. I'll give you a second. I'll give you one that I gave Doug last time. I'll do a different one in case someone's actually watching the first episode, now the second episode. Um, I gave him two last time to give you a second to think about it. So my this could have been an email actually happened recently, where I had a website client say, "Hey, I really need to jump on with a couple of members of our team. We really want to talk about your font choice." I'm like, okay. And then the font choice was where, our client and the people who are using our website really love Comic Sans. I'm not lying. Really love Comic Sans. And we really want to talk about your use of it. And is it going to be in the header? And I said, this truly could have been an email where you're like, just change it all to Comic Sans. And should I have charged? Probably so. So
Yes.
that was my quick one. And it's not as egregious as some other people's. This could have been an email. So do you have one? Do you have this could have been an email experience? I hope it's a client. That would be great.
Yeah, pretty much anytime someone wants to go, like, over a very basic timeline and they shoot to, like, meet for it, or a family photo list with a wedding, definitely, definitely could have been an email, especially something that I'm gonna have to refer back to, like, an in-depth timeline, like, we haven't discussed if you're gonna do a first look, why you should do a first look, why you shouldn't do a first look, blah, 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 like, those all choices that should be made, X amount of months out. That stuff is totally fine to sit down, have coffee with, whatever, but, like, a quick change in a timeline or, like, a rough draft of a timeline or a final, like, that sort of stuff, I'm like and I feel bad, I feel if I'm not paying attention, like, if I have my computer open and I'm, like, not looking at somebody and then I have to go back and remember what they said, like, that should have been an email because I don't if I'm trying to, like, talk to you or look at you, I can't even do it, like, on the screen. Um I feel weird if I'm, like, typing or texting or anything
Yeah.
like that, like, that's something that needs to be in an email, or change orders like that, oh god, when I used to work for a builder, people would come in, "I wanna change my tile to sand beige."
That's exactly what I'm hunting for. Give it to
And,
me,
like,
girl. Come
I would
on.
walk in and do it, or, like, they'd change the whole house to a different color, and then they're like, "Yeah, I wanna change it to Sherwin-Williams, whatever, Barney blue or Barney purple," and I'm like, "You need to put this in an email, like, A, I want to go to my builder and contractor and say, 'They picked this color. Here's the email to prove it. I don't know what to tell you.'" Or, like, "Why are you wasting my time with this? Like, I need to be go doing your permit or go getting your paint for you," like
That's a good one. Like capturing this could have been an email because it's a record. This could have been an email for
Yes.
record rather than you telling me. I hadn't thought about that one in this segment that we're going to do because we're going to keep going through it. And I hope someone, as they start watching these episodes, I hope someone posts in the comments, this could have been an email. Give us the most outrageous one you got. Like
Give us your
someone changed their,
unfair.
your untethered. This could have been an email experience. Like, hey, we're changing the milk into cereal. We're going to have a meeting about this. Like what? No, you could have
Oh,
sent me an email. I'm
yeah.
sending you
Oh,
$100. I need to really talk to you about it in person.
that's probably a big tip to go full time is to go pick a job that drives you absolutely insane, and you'll walk away. You'll
I
eventually be like, I'm done,
if we
and
don't
leave.
cut that into a short, I'm failing. Like, because that's baller tip. So from Mariah, making this your side hustle to main squeeze, the number one tip is from you.
Pick a
What is
job
it?
you hate. Pick a job that drives you crazy. I'd be at weddings on a Saturday, not office time, not office hours, and my phone would get text messages, my phone would get phone calls. Like I remember being at like a reception, having to walk out because I was getting the same person calling me 3, 4 times, and I'm like, "Hello?" And the the homeowner said something's wrong in the house. What does the color sheet say? What does this say? What does that say? Does it match? Okay, great. That's what they picked. I don't know what to tell you. Click.
I
I'll
love
talk
it.
to you about it on Monday. Like I said, weddings in Florida are fall,
Special.
winter, spring. I quit in June. If that tells you anything.
I knew when you got warmed up. I told Doug, I was like, when Mariah gets warmed up, she's gonna go. And I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm cutting that one up. As a podcast, I knew it was coming out. I was like, look, she's gonna drop some heaters. Like here it is. You want to go from main squeeze and not have a side hustle anymore? Pick a job you hate. Photography would be number one after that.
Mhm.
I love it. Um, Diving in. So we're leaving the segment and just kind of doubling back. Top 3 tips, if you can think of. I'll start us off. Going to give you a chance to warm up a little bit. Top
Okay.
3 tips from side hustle to main squeeze. Like really just trying to transition in. My top 3 are just go. Number
Mhm.
1 is just produce content. And you and I preach the same thing. Produce content, even if you hone your craft and produce content is one and the same. Like you got to put it out there. You cannot be
Yeah.
nervous to send it whether your photos are horrible or not. If you want to do this, you got to get better. You and I are always getting better at our craft. I know you, you know me, you know Doug, you know Paul. Like we're number one, we're humble. I get it. We're always really refining our craft and putting it out there for people to judge. And I think
Mhm.
that's the number one. I love where you said today about pick up one social media platform, go all in on it, be the expert at it, and send your stuff out there. Real fast. So number 2 for me of 3 is be aggressive with your pricing and stick to it. Yes, I thought your feedback today on hey, if you get a bunch of no's, your pricing's too high. If you get a bunch of yeses, your pricing's too low. Baller
Mhm.
comment from you. And then number 3, one you probably didn't know I was going to say is surround yourself with professionals, which is what I do, which is why I'm humbled to be surrounded by you and Doug and Paul and Sierra, who's generally new to our team. You and I haven't had a chance to really interact and learn her profession
No.
a lot. So we're excited about that. But truly,
She's
surrounding myself with you guys and gals has really pushed me into honing my craft and just because I've got somebody to kind of surf the ebbs and flows with, which is cool. So that's my
it.
top 3 tips from you. Go and I'll shut up.
I mean, how do you beat those?
Well, I stole 2 of yours, so I mean, there you go. You gave me 2, so I ripped them from you. So really, just whatever you got for top 3 tips from side hustle to main squeeze.
Those are definitely tips, and they're tips because they're hard lessons to learn.
Bravo.
Um, I in all honesty, like, if I had surrounded myself quicker and faster with people that, like, are professionals or are, in kind of the same industry, like, oh gosh, my career may have changed, you never know. Um, try everything.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like, uh, 10 years ago, I never would have 15 years ago. God, I can't believe it's been 10 years. 15 years ago, I never would have said anything about motorsports. I would have been like, I'm all in wedding photographer. And I love weddings. I truly do. But there is something about motorsports and something about like the rush and the feel of competitiveness that you can't quite get at a wedding. Um, And, that's going to help you navigate what you do love and what you don't love. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I'll do my friends' newborns photos, but that's it. Like I
Yeah.
don't love doing newborn photos. And that's okay. I don't love fashion photography. All those people that stand out there and look at the beautiful models, you go. But I don't love it. I love, I love the motorsports. I love the weddings and the portraits. Those are so fun to me. So try everything. Even if you only try something once and you get a great feeling about it or you get a crappy feeling about it, then you kind of know. Um, ooh. Yeah, I mean, the pricing
Those are
thing is
two
so
good ones. I
good.
would admit
Yeah,
that was two that I wasn't expecting. That was good. Try everything is my new one. That's my new mantra for a T-shirt. Mariah says, "Try everything."
let's just try everything. Tell crappy people to F off when you have to.
I knew it's coming out. Here we go. Bring it, girl.
Don't second guess it and don't think about it after the fact for months on end. Just say F off.
Love it. Any last tips well, first of all, before we dive in, anything on the front tip of your mind about if you had to do it all over again, what would you do different?
I Man, I think I would try more stuff and I would have tried it earlier. And it's always a no if you don't ask.
That's a good one. That's number 3 for you. That's out of the park right there. It's always a no
It's
if you don't ask.
always a no if you don't ask. Someone can say no and it might be the worst thing in the world to you right then and there, but you don't know what your life is going to look like in a year. Ask again, or, try again. Um, yeah, you never know. They could be
I
like,
mean,
I've been looking for a photographer. I've been looking for a videographer, and you don't know. It's always a no if you don't ask. So
if I had you telling me that when I first started out, it's always a no, and if you don't ask, it would take me a second to go, wait, was she? Oh, she's saying like if I don't try everything, and if I don't at least put myself out there and post,
yeah.
it's always going to be a no. The answer is no because you didn't ask. I mean, another T-shirt, another Mariah T-shirt. Hmm. All right. So, other than Kingdom Media, so you can find us at www.kingdommediacompany.com. Really want for folks to lean into where your personal portfolio is. How can we find and look at what I know is baller photos from you? Where can we find you at?
Um, my current Instagram is Mariah Lacy Creative, MARIAHLACY, creative. My other Instagram that I'm currently locked out of is Mariah Lacy Photo. Thanks, Meta. Um,
True.
yeah, and then
Thanks,
MariahLacyPhotography.com.
Zuckerberg.
Thanks,
All right. So,
Zuckerberg. Great.
so one more time for because I know we're all in on your Instagram. Doug and I, and even Paul when he's back in the country, are like we salivate on your
Such a
photos.
world
I love your
traveler. I'm
shorts, by
so
the way.
jealous. You love
True.
what?
So I love your reels and your shorts. Like I know Doug and I call them the same thing. They're not technically shorts; they're reels and stories. We get it right on our platform. We get our terminology right.
No,
One more time, where we can find you on Instagram? Where?
Mariah Lacy Creative.
Check.
Check.
Last words
But
because
I
I'm
did. Hold on.
go.
I'm gonna interrupt you. I did log on to YouTube today to look for something totally different, and first short that popped up was you and Doug.
Oh Lord, I'm
I
sorry.
know. I think it's because I'm subscribed, but it was still like, bam, right there.
Ball
And I was like,
ball guy.
no.
I'm trying to get you for everybody who's since this episode 2 of something that I'm constantly going to do this to improve myself on the vlog and podcast to just share because I wish someone would share with me. I'm trying to beg and I need everyone's help. Doug, when you're watching this, because I know Doug will watch it, I need everyone's help begging Mariah to be my co-host all the time. I know she's busy. It's
I
always
can
good when you
try.
have a beautiful lady to look at and give and plus that beautiful lady also has the most amazing language I've ever seen. She's the realist. So we need some realist on here and you're my realist. So
I'm
everybody
gonna
just
screen record that part, and I'm gonna remind you that when I say bad words that you don't like.
hey, we got banned because you're dropping F-bombs.
I don't think the F bomb is gonna get us banned. I think it's my other favorite one that starts with a C.
Oh, that's true. We're gonna make a word that we don't get kicked off. Mariah has a famous set of language in the English language. If you've never seen her work, I'd encourage everybody just go check it out. She's super humble about it, but she is a true spirit in my life, in my world. I'm so glad Kingdom. I'm so glad she said yes to Kingdom when we came asking. So, everybody tell Mariah she has to do the vlog, the podcast. She can't be busy all the time. So we just say yes to Chris and Doug and step onto the vlog all the time because your insights are amazing, my friend.
Jeez.
True. It's true. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. So we're right at 36 minutes. You went 3 minutes longer than Doug did because he got long winded. So you're dropping heat bombs on everybody. This one was side hustle to main squeeze, making your passion pay the bills. I hope we gave a little bit from our, my bald head and her beautiful blonde hair to you on this. I know there's some takeaways in here for sure. How to make that gig your full-time love affair. None better than get Mariah here, who takes pictures of beautiful people by a beautiful person to tell us all about it. Any last words, my friend?
One last tip, only because I just thought of it, was don't buy into everything. Don't buy into some course. Don't buy a preset. Don't buy a class. Like, love it, feel it out. You do not, that preset, it's not going to make or break you. I promise.
So no more Iman Ghazi for everybody. And don't buy the online course. Buy the Mariah course. She'll come to you and teach you how to do photography and cinematography for reals. No LUTs there. You don't have to buy the Mariah Pro package, which she comes and shows you how to push the buttons on the camera.
Nikons don't need LUTs.
To the heart. She goes to the heart. She's the Canon killer. All right. Appreciate you big time. Stopping it and signing off altogether. See ya.
See ya.